What's up, guys? It's Rimmerjump here, and I'm back with Disco Elysium Part 2. This game is pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. Enjoying so far. I like the story-driven stuff, and I like the skill checks. Let's go look around here. Let's see here. What is this thing right here? Self-play with yellow tricks.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Probably. But let's look around more. Yeah, I looked around the controls a bit. Yeah, we are all the highlighted stuff by pressing tab. Yeah, so this is a blind playthrough, so I don't know any of this game. Box. Me into. Yeah, I'm playing Disco Elysium right now. I'm recording this. Back down there. So just here. That's
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane. Then he turns back to the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind.
Right. Come on. Ooh.
Nope, no. That's still too high. You could have died there. Shit.
Hey, hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better.
Yeah, should go. Just keep going. Let's go here. Yeah. Just excuse me for a second, guys. I'm back. I just had to close the door, so no more interruptions. I gotta ask the lady for some stuff. Oh, what's this? Wait. What's in here?
This trash container is locked. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
It's feel like there's
What do you mean, feel?
maybe someone threw something in there?
Mhm.
Look at the lock
We
on.
could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Yeah, let's go check that out. Shit. Is that tab?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Uh-oh.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
Wait, which is
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, Light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Counter.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Right. Light step in number 41
A
shoe.
woman? Or a kid?
Don't there's any way to be sure.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy one.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
One that was carrying
Possibly,
home.
yes.
But why?
Thinking, why did they have to carry that?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the victim was unconscious.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
An aberration, one so smooth.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul.
Have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
For as a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Interesting. Well, I had to-
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Yes, prudent.
Mm-hmm.
How old do these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
Maybe we'll do all of it. Let's do tab, see if there's anything else here. I'll interrogate these kids later. This is useful. I'll probably use it all the time now. Oh, nothing. After this.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber.
So, start, and reverse, and turn.
Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there, and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building.
Okay.
before heading south.
Sorry.
Must have been in a hurry.
Carved partial fence.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Continue.
Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why.
Okay.
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
Yeah, got it. Shift, so tab. What's this?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
I'll look at this later. Oh, whoopsie. I did not mean to go back inside. Whoopsie doodle. There's some checkpoints. First, let's ask her about this.
I can't believe it's snowing again.
Young inside. What is the bottom? Snow inside.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
There's some ammonia. Can I have some?
Sure, I'm done with it.
Thank you.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Bag items. Bodies. Alright. First of all. Zero tab. Oh, this is probably his car. Oh, there's no one there. Twist. What's up there? I did. Oh, I didn't notice it there before. Yes.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. Oh, excuse me. Do you have...
I'm gonna try to be better now.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it feel close to you? From the poor.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Graz side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Yes, that's what
Was
I
there
asked.
something you wanted?
We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Thank you. That run again? Welcome to all this pain. Right. There's all the controls. See here, movement, sheet, journal, lock cabinet. On to the way home. Wait, first trash cleaner.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, information there's something.
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
The box carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
This is instant ramen. Let's see, pick up the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
That.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for
A
it.
drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Back to
This
shed.
is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the.
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Maybe ask the kids who put them there.
Fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Okay.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search through the
It's
rest.
just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly.
Ugh.
Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone
So
thrown
lucky I
in for
haven't
good
eaten as
measure.
well.
But hey,
God damn, that sounds disgusting.
nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Get out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Let's see here.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
What's that? Someone in the trash? I don't know. I'm boring.
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives.
Wait, visual calculus? Oh, these things can level up? Nice. Didn't know that. Level up then. Okay, I'll do
It
that.
would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron,
Antique.
only in its social sensibility.
Take the
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact
Sorry,
tab
Robin.
in your inventory.
Alright, let's close the
The
lid.
container sounds a muffled gong.
Okay. That's good. I think
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Yep. Leave here. Bag. Interact.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue?
Nope.
No,
toilet paper.
it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Oh, you ass.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be It's not though. It's toilet paper.
Take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
There you go.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
while a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Let's
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Alright.
It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Is 2 cases a good case, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
My Lord, Lieutenant, I'm not sure if I can put them though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I've learned that alright. Pretty sure.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them, there is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage.
Right.
The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete. The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape. Inspect the victims, interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would. A satisfying slash sounds across things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Hangman.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene. 41 is your precinct. It's safe to say those are the initials of the officer responsible for the case. Your initials.
Horace Debbie Berenger?
That is improbable. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch.
Let's put Social Ray. It's the time let's let's put the body.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. The ammonia only makes it worse. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Come on. Yeah, let's
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. No. This is a two-man assignment. You need to get your shit together.
Okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Turn away. Here. Another dot. T. Internalize as well. How long will this take? 30 minutes? Okay. Let's try something else. Something else then. Bodies and beat the waterworks. Let's talk to this girl right here.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for love.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Listen, chap. What restrains you?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from...
Rats. Parents didn't raise them right. Yeah, let's go here. I found my shoe. There. Hey, what's this?
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the... The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
There. Post deliver.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You sh...
Let's leave that alone. Tab, let's see what else is here. What's this? Who's this that's up there? See if she's seen anything.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this.
Nah, it feels inappropriate to lecture this.
Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Nah.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
This is a good kid.
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
So what is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
Girl gazes at the window and sends a jolt.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Such a good trooper you are. You're going to do the whole work.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
So, should you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Is school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business
Mum
going?
says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Since this, I thought, look.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
So, what do you know about the other field businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Him. Plastic.
No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
Okay, bye. See you around. And that's... Right now, you're focus on other things. You're a nice kid, but it's this shit. Cool. Alright. Tab. Here. Let's keep it. Press the tab. Let's put this thing.
Before you stands a motor carriage. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Let's leave. I remember quickly there was like something about the south. Go check it out. Tab. Let's talk to this guy right here first.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Nice song. Nice
A
voice.
simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
Hey, what's going on
It's
here?
the jam, my man.
What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike. Scabs agitating. An all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Well,
Upon
that's where-
days. Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
So how long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual words.
I
Or
dig your
both.
style, man.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
Oh. Come over to strike.
It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union
Some pretty
demand?
wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess.
Interesting.
I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Wondering what the company wants.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
I like ya.
He doesn't blame them. but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you.
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
So what are you handling anyway?
High-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the world.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
So that's the machine behind you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6?
Feeling A6
Good eye,
like
my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
Gotta get one of those fun tracks at you, hon.
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
Fair.
The bosses won't be happy.
Fair enough.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Knowing about the dead man, the one hanging behind the hostel over there?
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
Ask for his conclusion.
And your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Don't be a stranger.
Like it, Tommy. You're a good fellow. Let's see here. Let's see here. Whoa. Check this one first out. Okay. What's this?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Who's
A
this?
silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Profligacy? What does that mean?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
Ooh, I'm tired.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry,
Who
armor,
knows?
and
We'll find it.
various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
There's no way that's
But
true.
wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
What now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
This history is actually interesting.
Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either. Volumetric ship compressor.
Oh.
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals.
Cool. Oh, there's a map here. Okay. Empathy is legendary. I haven't got that yet. Who knows? What's this in here? This. Take. Almost $5.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Say so. What's this in here? Money? Take. Cup. Here. Shit. What's this?
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie but a goldie. Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Estache Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
What do I know what happened last time?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the Stars Ryko.
That's what happened. Keep blue and white are colors of Zimsk. Some painting, but Zimsk. No. I'm so mad. And boom.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out of the vehicle and ran him over with his own tires. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The gym's community protested the trial, flying the colors. 5,000 came to protest.
Wow.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Tourism community.
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
What the sentence?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
That's
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Game core. Have you been the driver of this car?
I try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. Yes, detective?
Mm.
Okay, I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
Sounds that way. This. Take off. Let's see what's over here. Oh, that looks dangerous. I'm gonna just save real quickly, guys. I'm not gonna do any saves going.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's going on here?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
Go ahead and tell everyone else. God damn.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then.
Good.
No.
We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
I like his voice.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
So,
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do! We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. It'll take heavy ordnance to bust it open, and try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is.
Head measurer?
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it.
How about some capable?
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Why don't you just talk?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
I'm gonna live now. Let's go check some things around. Tab. Money. Just grab all that there.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Just keep moving. We'll talk to this guy later, I guess. Yeah, we'll just replace the assholes. What's this? Don't expect that damn body. And also that thing too. Let's do this.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Let's do this.
As you breathe in,
Finally.
the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
The hours of this?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Let's expect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
They put them on afterwards?
These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't boots, aren't they? These are the armor he was stripped
Indeed.
of.
Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
I don't know, tell me about the
It's
armor.
clearly some manner of super armor, or future armor. Super future armor? I'm useless.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel.
Where's the
This
rest?
is advanced stuff.
Scavenged by the locals.
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was just wearing these boots and no rest of the armor.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
I see.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him? Did they meet him?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Shut up, Kuno.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
The material looks out of place.
It is. It's expensive.
Let's see.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking
For
about?
a full set, about 4 years of wages.
God.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Ching, baby.
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
No, that's not
Of
what I mean.
course.
This man forces expensive hardware.
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
This looks pretty advanced for a security
I
guard.
agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds
It's
fragile.
anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
See.
Like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
What does it remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Why your finger of
The
lines?
smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
It's the serial number on the red
Good.
sabaton.
Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
No.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Cool.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Yeah, let's burn
The
it.
sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form. The
Uh-huh.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow,
Found the belt.
hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently, this is a first kind for aircraft. My brain
The local
tells me so.
harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Assuming the dock was for the harbor did it.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Makes sense, believably mundane.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
They sure won't step there. The rope is for some steel
I
wiring.
was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How do they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
They climb using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso cut. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars,
What will mine be marked by?
alcohol, and heartbreak.
This is a map. It's a microelectric system.
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it? I agree.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Work. Let's probably picture of it.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
There's two metal caps was fixed into place on the side of the Paris. A thin such shines
I
there.
have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
Ooh,
In case we need it.
cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
So it means
It
all
contains
the-
insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
I have it. I should look at it later without the corpse
Sure.
smell.
Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo page. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me, who are you, dead man in Wonderland?
I'm gone
Where have you gone?
into the wild pale yonder.
And where is
In the
that?
past, way out in the west.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about
There
you.
is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you when you were
A
alive?
killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Coppo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to
It's
you.
the power of your...
Black frothy liquid slits moving on his lips.
imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me some questions.
Here you go, you loony.
Why do I feel like I forgot something terrible?
Because you have.
Is my name Rumi?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
My name is Rafael Ambrose Castillo.
Listen to yourself. You're not a Raphael anything. You're probably just Harry or something. That's right. Harry. You might be onto something there.
Enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration.
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Face and hands are pink, thighs
I
too.
see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relax your
The
eyes.
monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
He was up right after that. His hands.
Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
For some reason my ring went up. Seems to be more pronounced, especially in the neck.
Maybe it looks faint to you? It could be more pronounced, actually. Dumont noté.
He's moved after
There's always
that.
a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Something's
The
coming.
pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Maybe went to the toilet sometime before death.
Maybe.
He's been up to see the
I
bruises.
do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
How do we get
Are
him
you
down?
sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
I think we're doing enough.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the...
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Yeah. And someone else.
Someone else? You mean like the police?
And good point there.
Sadly, yes. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could saw the
Climb
branch.
up there and saw the branch. There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a...
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda, but what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
What's this? What?
An intricate web of blue. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory. Gone. For you to discover. Someone who knows about history could tell you. It's just a racist mug. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? But it was...
Let's see here. So where's the rest of the armor? It's Kuno. I have to talk to Kuno. Use Kim short for number. Ask him if this possible meeting. Get him by down. Alright. Let's get out here. And let's see if we can put my skill point into before we end this. Let's see here, let's see here. Oh, drama, suggestion. Suggestion. Let's level up this guy. Let's change the clothes. Save the game. Save. Cool. So I think we're gonna stop here, guys. We're on a good spot right here for stop. We'll investigate the body. Hopefully, we're gonna deal with Kuno next time. I don't want to, but apparently we have to. So I'm gonna take some time to relax before we get through this little thing. Alright, see you guys next time on Elysium.